welcome to my channel. I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you my travel journal. I created this travel journal for my trip to Italy for my 50th birthday. My BFF treated me to a trip to Italy just to celebrate what she coined 50 Reimagined, basically. My opportunity at this major milestone in my life to just enjoy all of the shenanigans that I could possibly come up with. And I tell you, this trip was one for the books. And so I want just to share. I didn't do anything too precious with this journal. I did not want it to be so, because I knew if it were that I would overthink it. So I just wrapped some fabric that I had, around a piece of cardstock. I went to the sewing machine, already black thread. I said, you know what? I'm not going to change it, because if I think too much about it, it won't get done. And so any seamstresses that may be looking at this may think, oh my God, look at those stitches. But listen, it is just about, capturing just the beauty that was this, week and a half, almost 2 weeks in Italy. So yeah, let's take a look. I put at the front of my journal, it's so funny, I wanted to put this receipt because I had a cute little romper, and I thought, oh, I'm going to take it to the tailor and get it ready for the trip. I've had it for a couple years. It still had the tag on it. Went through all that trouble, left it. And so this is truly an example of just my brain prior to heading out for the trip. I was so nervous. I had not been out of the country since my daughter has been born, and she's 9. I think my last trip before that was to Australia a little over 10 years ago. So definitely some nerves, a bit of anxiety, but it turned out to be a wonderful trip. So let's take a look. Opening up the journal, I just have a little page here with me on one of the bridges in Venice. Buongiorno, that's good morning in Italian. And I tell you, I don't remember what this bridge was called, but they have so many beautiful bridges in Italy. And it's not the Rialto Bridge. It's not the oldest bridge. It was just one of them along the Grand Canal. But I just could not miss an opportunity to be in front of all of these beautiful flowers. Mi chiamo Erica. My name is Erica. So did just another little page, a little picture of me there as I got ready for my trip. This is actually the night before I left, and so trying to make my face look relaxed, even though I felt anything but, quite honestly. And I labored, I have to say, before I get into this journal. I mean, labored for probably more than a month about what journal to take. I have several, as you may have seen on this channel, just my kind of pan of my room. And hopefully by now I have posted just a quick catch up on my shelf and some of the journals that I have in play. But I just didn't know what to take. So I just honestly threw together a signature of papers that I liked. One of the items that I had was this vintage doily that I had no idea in the past what to do with it, so I put it in here. So here, Papare, this is me trying to look, like I said, relaxed and everything at the airport, about to head out to my first stop of Atlanta, one of my favorite cities to hang out in, and where my girlfriend lives. Got me a good little crisp mojito with Malibu. I love mojitos with Malibu rum. If you have not tried that, check it out. I have, of course, my mixtape, my playlist of music, some Netflix downloaded, and I was on my way. I said, you work hard, so you have to play hard. And this, honestly, my journal skips around a little bit, so I'll try to give you just a background into the different pages. This is from one of the stores that I went to in Ponce City Market. If you have not had a chance in Atlanta to check out Ponce City Market. It is one of the most coolest places. Okay, sorry about that. My BFF that I went to see in Atlanta was just trying to FaceTime me. But anyway, this Ponce City Market, the stores in there are so cool. So stopped by there. And just in Atlanta, it truly is a place for dreamers. I just love everything about it. And oh my God, I mean, just great, you know, artistry there. This is Outcast. And I actually thought this was a picture, a photograph, but it was a mural. It's a mural that was painted, and I dabble in art journaling, so truly had an appreciation just for just all of the details in this. But I won't bore you with my fascination with that painting. But great food. Love this restaurant, Poor Calvin's. This guy, I tell you, there are no condiments on the table. He said that his food is prepared and seasoned exactly the way he intends it to be. And so you have no salt or no pepper, and you do not need it. Everything that I've had at this restaurant has been delicious. Try to take a picture of the sign for Ponce City Market, but just a few little things that I captured in my favorite city before we headed out. And I'll start here because this is still Atlanta. I don't know what my brain was thinking. Like I said, I skipped around a bit, but had not quite taken off. We went to Rosie's Cafe for coffee. This is another place that is outstanding. If you ever fly into Atlanta and you get a chance to visit Rosie's Cafe, look at these cute cups. She has great coffee, great food. We had the fried catfish, grits, cheese eggs, fresh biscuits. Oh my God, you name it, she has it, and it is delicious. Now, of course, this 14,177 steps walked, almost 6 miles, was done in Venice. And we had to stop. Nobody but my buddy and I would get all the way someplace and have to purchase sneakers. We had some cute little sneakers that we picked up in one of the shops in Venice, fresh off the press for Nike. And one of the rap songs that says, "You ain't got these." That's for "you don't have these," of course. But had to get that. My buddy kept saying that over and over, so it was funny. I call my girlfriend my buddy. So just some scripture here. The earth is full of his glory. And I tell you, you truly see that everywhere you go. But definitely in Italy, things are so absolutely beautiful. Had one of the great staples of Italy, and that would be their caffè, which means espresso. And I mean, these little things, little cups of coffee pack a punch. We stopped in a little shop that was super cute. I think further into the journal, I have some pictures of the shop, and I put a sticker here. You are altogether lovely, and truly just living the sweet life, because this was a wonderful welcome to an early start of the day on our way, the day after we arrived, actually, to a walking tour. Just have a little receipt here because I have a million photo printers, but I had too many great pictures and no patience, honestly, to print them all off. So Walgreens it was, in terms of printing my pictures. This was my stop in front of one of the beautiful trees. As soon as we got to Venice, they are everywhere and gorgeous. Another thing that you will see everywhere, if you intend to get anywhere, I should say, in Venice, of course, will be the water taxis. And so we stayed at the Hilton Molino Stuckey in Venice. If you have an opportunity to stay at this hotel, beautiful rooftop bar. You can just see all over the canal, every place. It is so gorgeous. So you would absolutely love it. And that's our dude that was driving our water taxi. And this was just, I picked up these cookies here, I think at Target before I left Texas. And these cookies are so delicious. It's Tate's Bake Shop. They make a lot of great cookies. But these lemon cookies, we would just gorge on pasta during the day. have a great cold Coca-Cola, and then one of these lemon cookies will be our dessert. I took this in Atlanta from my buddy. She fixed me a wonderful hot cup of tea, and she just has the cutest stuff. I mean, the cup was adorable. She has, you know, her monogram napkins, and so I had to save that because it's, you know, it's so her. Let's see what's behind here. Oh my goodness, these are our game faces before we boarded. They are truly game faces because neither of us really like to fly. We enjoy traveling, but not getting there, just being there. And so we were trying to gas ourselves up, praying that there were no, you know, there was no turbulence for our almost, I think, 9-hour flight to Venice. But we had great seats. The plane ride was wonderful. I did a little watercoloring on the plane ride, and I put this to be funny. She is an artist because I am not, of course. Just did some little texture paste here. I love the texture. This, I think, what is this? From Sorrento. I don't even know what this is. Sorrento Amalfi. Some ticket for something strange that I don't remember what that is. On our trip, this almost 2 weeks, we flew from Atlanta to Venice. We were in Venice a couple days. Then we took the train from Venice to Florence, and then from Florence to Naples. And then we had a driver pick us up at Naples and drive us to Sorrento. So we stayed in Sorrento, and then from there took a boat to the Amalfi Coast, Positano. It just was a great, great trip. This is me again in the airport, or us just, you know, cutting up before we took off. And so we had so much fun. Here, I'm going to tell you, when you travel to Italy, I have learned my lesson. Don't take a big piece of luggage. I mean, you know, you think you need all of these clothes and those things. And I should have caught the hint from a lady who was on our flight. She too was going to be in Italy, but for several weeks. But she just had like an oversized camping backpack, kind of. Put you in the mind of one of those. And I thought, that lady, how did she get all of her clothes in there? But she had the right idea. When this luggage met the cobblestone streets of Venice and all of those beautiful but random bridges that pop up between you and the hotel, and you're trying to lug all of this stuff around, I needed 5 of these water bottles. But I mean, look, see, bridge. But look at the beautiful, beautiful colors. Oh my God, it's just such a magical place. I love Italy very much. Once I got to the hotel, look at this face. I put capture the good times, but I was definitely feeling some kind of way when we finally saw the hotel sign. It was, we were sweating like we had just played football. But headed to the rooftop bar, had a good old Manhattan with some great, great bourbon. Delicious. CEO, mama, boss. Let's see, what are we getting into here? Just more pictures of us goofing off. We had gone to San Marco Plaza. I think that's what it is. San Marco Square is what I'm trying to say. San Marco Square here to have dinner. We went to the Centrale restaurant. Delicious, delicious food. Just a great time. The staff is nice. Just everything was wonderful about this restaurant. We had some great wine, another great Manhattan, just good food. So definitely a place to check out if you visit the city. So just want to capture some of that. I think these pictures are more maybe from our walking tour. No, this is when we first got our first night in Italy, and we were so exhausted because it was a 7-hour time difference. We had a brief nap, and this little guy, he was so sweet. He kept trying to get my buddy to go out on a date. But we were exhausted, but you know, when in Venice, cut up, you know. 50 Reimagined, that's what we do. As I stated, we left Venice and then went to Florence the next day on took a train. And I'm so glad I listened to my hubby and did the executive carriage because it was peaceful. There were, you know, maybe 4 people in the executive carriage in addition to us. And so not a lot of hustle and bustle. You have your things there. They serve you food, you know, wine, whatever you want to drink. And so we had a pleasant trip to Florence. Now, I will say, if you see this, the hotel that we stayed in, Hotel Bernini Palace, 5 stars. My buddy's hair is covering 2 of the stars, but it said 5 stars. Very, very nice. Look at the lobby. Everything was immaculate in this hotel. Now, the Tuscan decor is a little different than, you know, our taste. I think maybe here in the States, it did remind me of a little Addams Family at first. But, I mean, we slept like queens. Everything was just beautifully done, immaculately presented. So, that was a lesson learned for us. We ended up having a great time at that hotel. This is our buddy that helped us in Florence. We nicknamed him Molly. He's from Africa. And just our buddy. I tell you, we got on this man's nerve so bad. We left very little leather in Florence, and he helped us out. And I'm sure just hopes that we don't come back for several years. We tired him out so with our negotiations. This glow on my face, is truly compliments of God's glory, because just the sun, how the sun was setting. Look at this sunset, how the sun was setting on the canal, on the water. It just was totally just breathtaking. It was gorgeous. Me still sipping my Manhattan. I think I mentioned that there was a beautiful cafe, so to speak, that we got coffee from the first morning of our walking tour. Let's see if I'm in frame. So you can just see how beautifully decorated. I mean, I've never been in any place in Italy that was not gorgeously decorated. And we actually had an epiphany, my girlfriend and I, because we were just talking about the old architecture and just how we travel all over the world to see that, and we appreciate it and respect it and love it. But, you know, sometimes in the States, if we were to see old architecture like that, you know, people, they're not really impressed by it. I guess we maybe take it for granted, like, oh, big deal. We wish we had newer things. But then we go out of the country and we savor those things. And so it definitely is a perspective. Strawberry mojito in Florence. So yummy. And we had a couple of days meals at this restaurant. The, what is it called? I think do I have a picture of it here? I think we'll get to what I had for a couple of days. I cannot think of the name of it, but it was really good. I'll show you in a couple pages. Oh my Lord. So this side, I was so excited to go on my first gondola ride. You know, you see so many romantic images. You know, the gondola driver is singing and, you know, reciting poetry, and the sun is just so and so. When I got on and my back was facing the Grand Canal, I definitely had some reservations, but I thought, you know, big deal. This is just going to be a wonderful trip. And about 5 minutes into it, first of all, I find out that we're going to be on it for 30 minutes. Did not expect that. I thought it was a quick 5-minute around the Grand Canal. And then this dude stood up and tried to take a picture of this lady on there that was pregnant and almost tipped us over. So whatever pleasant feelings that I had suddenly turned into sheer terror. Can you see this? Oh God, let me get it in frame so you can see. Sheer terror. And the only thing that I could find to hang on to, Lord help me, I looked all over the gondola, was this little rope. I don't know what this rope was supposed to do for me if we were to turn over, but I put this sticker here. Give yourself a little pep talk. Courage is grace under fire. It was so, oh my Lord, nope. And so much to my girlfriend's just annoyance, I was petrified, and she was so annoyed with me. So there are so many reasons to smile. One of them being dry land. This is us on the Rialto Bridge, the oldest bridge in Venice. And it is just truly beautiful. Look at all the colors and shops and everything behind us. Put this little card here, travel far and wide. And I'm honestly discovering this journal with you guys. I have not looked at it in a while since I've been back, just trying to get settled. And so bear with me as I try to remember some of the things. But this was one of the markets or campo in our walking tour. We actually got to see where Marco Polo, that's what made me say, I think Marco, I was thinking of Marco Polo, excuse me, where he grew up in this area. And we asked the tour guide, we said, why do Americans say Marco Polo when we're swimming? And she said, you know, I never heard of that until one of our tourists came. And they said that Marco and his father were one of the first Italians to set out for China to kind of discover China. And so she said, maybe you guys made that up. Like, where is Marco? Where is he going? What did he discover? So I don't know. That was an interesting perspective. But this is the Museo Corneo. But this is a beautiful area in Venice. And what is so deceiving to me about this is you just think, oh, this is a, you know, just this square is right here by the bell tower and Doge's Palace, the church, San Marco Basilica. And I had no idea that when you go into these little corridors, it's almost like Narnia. There are so many different shops and bridges, and it like goes on and on and on. So if you've seen kind of the Chronicles of Narnia where they enter that closet and it's just this undiscovered world, it truly is the case with Venice. But beautiful, beautiful skies. We went in late June. Gorgeous markets, just everything here. We had a really nice time. And an Aperol Spritzer, this is like their #1 drink. Everyone loves these. They are so refreshing. But when I tell you this is like 4 martinis in a glass, maybe it's just me. I could be a lightweight, but those things are strong. So lots to see and do in Italy, in Venice, excuse me. Let's see, what else do we have? I'll come back to that. Just turn it. Me annoying my buddy. I said on here, there's nothing that I like to do more than annoy her. She is an avid selfie taker. When I say she is serious about her selfies, and people, you know, all over the world that we've traveled, they say, can we take a picture for you guys? And she's like, no, we have it. And so 75 pictures later, I like to throw in some of these. Olives, of course. If you like olives, you will love olives in Italy. So just plump and juicy and delicious. I like this page. It has a lot of texture. I put some fabric here. I have a little tag, little fabric tag I just stapled on. I love that Amity Bloom has given me the freedom to just staple on the tag. It doesn't have to be sewn or glued. Just staple and keep going. A little bit of something here. I don't know where I got this from, but I like the way it looks. Let's see, what other pictures do we have? So quite a few pictures from the trip in Venice. I think I've shown enough of that. I don't want to bore you, and I don't want this video to be too long. Then we were in Sorrento. As I stated, we were able to take a boat to the Amalfi Coast. Listen, we were on this sea, and you see my feet and then the water. No life jacket. Oh my Lord, 11 of us were on this boat. It was a private tour. And I will say, looking back on it, I don't think that I would travel. I did not know, honestly, the trip was going to be that long. We were over the water for over an hour. And, you know, not having a life jacket and being in this close proximity to the sea is not something that I think I will do again. But it was, thank God we made it safely. But beautiful, beautiful views. I'm telling you, look at this. to see this kind of stuff up close is just, it was truly, truly magical. That's the skipper helping us aboard. And so this is where my buddy and I were sitting. So our back was turned to kind of where the skipper was steering. And so we were like right here by the water. And they did not warn us. It's like you start off peaceful and then zoom. So a bit frightening. The streets of Sorrento. I love this picture because this too reminds me of the magic of Sorrento and a little bit of Narnia from an Italian perspective, because you just kind of go up this sidewalk and you think, what's back here? You know, kind of new part of Sorrento. And then this is the old Sorrento markets and just everything wonderful that you could possibly imagine. A little shop. So my girlfriend Laura that I met, she makes beautiful handmade and hand embroidered fans. Here she is, such a sweetheart. And then this was our buddy Tony, just a beautiful, beautiful soul, and his horse Ronnie. They took us all over Sorrento. I think people thought we were some kind of strange royalty because, of course, Uber is available. But Tony took us not just on the tour, anywhere we needed to go, to the grocery store in Sorrento for my girlfriend to buy up all of the Tic Tacs, just crazy stuff. But this is us on the horse and carriage. And when I say Ronnie, the horse was so sick of us. I thought that she was going to flip us off at one point, literally. So in Florence, we went on a tour to the Tuscan wineries. So here's some pictures of that trip. So gorgeous, the Tuscan countryside, all the hills, all the trees, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I will say that the ride was not for the faint at heart. They drive pretty fast over there. So Lord have mercy. You want to have your woosah on because it was quite a ride. But look at this. I mean, no other, no other background like that. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm sure there are, but this is definitely one that is stunning. We too got to go to Napa a couple years ago, and you get gorgeous views like this. And so if you don't want to go to Europe, you can capture some of this exquisiteness in California. And just us on the way to the winery, us giving them our best. And we were feeling so cute, and rightfully so. Couple of outside of the winery. Let's see, what was this one called? Bear with me. I think I have the name of it here in case you are interested. I will hold it here for you to to see the name. I'm not sure I can pronounce that. Hacienda. I will not go any further, but I think this is a quote. Wine makes all things possible. Lord, is this not the name of the winery? If I can find it, I'll post it down in the video. That could be the name. I'm not sure. But another sweet young lady we met in our group. But here are more pictures of the winery, the vineyard. And this was our ticket as we were on our way to in the executive carriage. As I mentioned, very peaceful. If you get a chance to take the train in Florence or anywhere in Italy, happiness is a journey, not a destination. Another pair of comfortable little sneaks that my son bought me, so I definitely wanted to give him a little shout out in my travel journal. And I put here, just thinking about being on that open sea, I found a poem from Langston Hughes, how still, how strangely still the water is today. And it's not good for water to be so still that way. I don't know why that resonated with me, thinking about that ride. Put another little piece of my trim that I found. I stapled it on here, so love being able to do that. Okay, so here I mentioned a few pages back that I tasted. Am I still recording? Okay. I tasted this bolognese, pappardelle bolognese. I could not think of what I had eaten for a couple of days in Florence. This is it. I know it's not the most clear picture, but guys, you talk about delicious. Truly, truly yummy. And I have a map there of Florence. This was a wonderful restaurant we went to in Amalfi Coast. I know I'm doing a lot of food talking, but that's my jam. We had fried calamari, some yummy, I think these are sweet potato fries, shrimp. There were some clams on the plate. Lots of just wonderful stuff, and a cold Coca-Cola. So if you get a chance to try this restaurant when on the Amalfi Coast, check it out. We did some great shopping. This is a random jump here, but I have to tell you, going back to Atlanta, oh Lord, and I do not have the name of this restaurant. I just realized they did not put it on the ticket because they're set up in an area where people can just, it's not like you don't own the brick and mortar. You can rent a facility to run your restaurant out of, and that's what this restaurant has done. The absolute best hot honey lemon pepper cauliflower that tasted like, oh my God, like wings or something. Delicious. And they have a fried okra dusted in like this ranch powder. The best thing I have ever tasted. It was like Thanksgiving on a little platter. This food is so good. So back to our trip in Italy. I think this was at the one of the wineries in Tuscany. It was a Chianti winery. And listen, we were letting the people have it again. I love that picture. It got a lot of resounding dope pics, comments on Facebook. This is us just, you know, taking a moment to just be grateful for the opportunity to just breathe some fresh air, be healthy, you know, be someplace so beautiful with a great friend of more than 30 years. So just wanted to capture that. Do what makes your soul happy. That is what 50 Reimagined is all about. Let's see, what do we have in here? Oh my God, my buddy would kill me. Let me go past that picture. I think this was just me capturing some pictures in Sorrento. These are some buildings when we got to Naples. The Aperol Spritz that I told you guys about, that is a well-loved beverage in Italy. Strong, 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 but delicious. This was a little restaurant in Sorrento, had very good food. I think I stopped, we had the fish and chips, and I saw a bottle of Tabasco for the first time, and I was so happy. And this was a handwritten note by the sweet young lady that helped keep our room clean in Sorrento. What's this? Oh, let's see. What do we have in here? More pictures. A little flip with some pictures. This was the boat tour that I told you we took. So I printed that off so I could remember the name of it. Look at these gorgeous sights. This is when we pulled out of the harbor. I mean, it is just truly, truly gorgeous. This was us aboard the boat. This is when we got off the boat in Amalfi. Those beautiful steps. I tell you, Michael Jackson could have been back behind this thing as much as I used to love Michael Jackson, and I would not have gone up there. That's how hot. It was so hot. I just could not do it. Beautiful, beautiful sights. This is us along our boat tour. I think we were on the bridge in Sorrento. This was that restaurant that I showed you in Amalfi. Let food be thy medicine, and let your medicine be thy food, from Hippocrates. I love that. You know, doctors take the Hippocratic Oath. So that's a really good reminder about eating to live and not living to eat, so to speak. This was also, you could see this view from the harbor. Another wonderful picture while on the boat. Let's see, more from my my train ride. And let's There's something else behind here. Bear with me here. Oh, this was our ticket from Naples back to Atlanta. I reviewed it, gave the trip an overall A-. And the reason why I gave it an A- is not at the fault. Well, I'll say from a, you know, trip to Italy perspective, I realized it really caused me to be introspective because, you know, I feel like in the way that I treat people, you know, if someone asks for directions or help, you know, I try to be very accommodating and hospitable to anyone, particularly if I feel like they're a tourist, if they have questions about something. And I didn't always get that sense while traveling. I don't know if it made me ask myself, like, are we needy? You know, am I a needy American that I can't figure out things for myself? I consider myself pretty astute, but we got a lot of half or bordering on misinformation sometimes when we ask questions. And so it definitely made me purpose myself to not to treat anybody like that if I am asked for directions or instructions. And in addition to that, Delta lost my luggage for 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks before I got my luggage back. So I put, you know, storms don't last forever here. Just a reminder with everything that we've gone through with COVID, you know, that joy truly does come in the morning, and we are, you know, blessed to get to, you know, live this time and to have better experiences and, you know, just to make the most of the time that we have on this beautiful earth. And that's all I have. With Delta, I'll end with Delta telling me, sorry for the delay, ma'am, of 3 weeks. And in that, I'll say, if you have the opportunity to travel, please treat yourself to a very, very wonderful gift that you will appreciate. And that's a $35 or so Apple tag for your luggage. In the States, you can get it from Best Buy. I'm sure the Apple Store, of course. Put that on your luggage, because if it had not been for that Apple tag, I likely would have never gotten my suitcase. I was able to notify it, to set a notification on it where it made a noise. I was able to track it. I called Delta. They told me, first of all, it's set in Paris for almost 2 weeks while they had a strike. Then it went to Naples for another week. And Delta told me it was in New York. I said, it absolutely is not. It's still in Naples. And it absolutely is not. It's in Atlanta. And then it finally made it to me. So I'll close with with that little plug. Thank you for your time. I know this was a long video, but I hope you enjoyed seeing my travel journal, 50 Reimagined. And there will be upcoming videos because I have more traveling to do. Bye-bye.